Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. This is the final part of this three-part series on muddy tones, and in this one I'm gonna be talking and demonstrating some of the differences that microphones introduce to your guitar tone. In case you missed it, I already did the video where I've used parametric EQ and the video where I've used the 3-band comp, which is a multi-band compressor inside the Lysys Pod Go, to eliminate some of the mud from this guitar tone that I've been using for 3 days now. And honestly, I can't wait to get rid of this and I can't wait to get back to single coils. If you don't want to miss out on the next video, please subscribe to the channel and leave a like on this video because it really helps. Okay, so we're back inside Pod Go Edit now. As it was the case with the previous two videos, in this one I'm also using the PV Panama, which is the PV5150. I'm using the room reverb block. I have disengaged the 3-band compressor, but I will leave the parametric EQ on, but only to do a high cut at 8K. All of the other controls in this parametric EQ are currently doing nothing. And now finally we can see what cabinet have we been using so far with this PV5150. So the moment of truth comes now. Okay, we've been using the 4x12 Cali V30, which is one of my top 4 factory cabinets from the Line 6 Pod Go. And we've been using the 160 ribbon as a mic. So what I did here is I've set up 4 different snapshots. So in the first one we'll have the 160 ribbon as a microphone. In the second one we'll have the 57 dynamic. In the third one we'll have the U47 condenser. And in the fourth one we have the 421, which is another dynamic microphone. So now I'm gonna play again some of the most inspiring riffs ever that I've been using throughout this whole demo. And I'll be switching through different snapshots, which will change to different microphones, and you'll be able to hear the difference in their frequency response. But anyway, let's get to it. I'm gonna start with the one that I've been using for the previous 2 videos with the 160 ribbon, and I'll work my way up through other microphones. So what are your initial thoughts on this? Please do let me know in the comments. I'm gonna tell you what I heard from this. The 160 ribbon sounds the most muddy of them all. The second one that sounds also a bit muddy to my ears is the 421 dynamic, but the ones that do not sound muddy when compared to these are the 57 dynamic and U47 condenser. So let me demonstrate this difference for you one more time. I'm gonna go back to the 160 ribbon and then I'm gonna switch to the 57. I'm gonna go back to the 160 ribbon and I'm gonna switch to the U47 so you will be able to hear the difference in tone. Okay, so I was wrong. Actually, the U47 sounds a bit darker than the 421 dynamic, which was expected, honestly, and I don't know why I said that. The U47 sounds brighter than this 421 dynamic. I just switched the order of the 2 snapshots. Okay, now that I've listened to the difference again, I feel that the 421 dynamic doesn't necessarily have less low end, it just has more top end, which again is one of the things that you can do to your MIDI guitar tone. You don't have to necessarily cut the bass and carve out all the low end. Sometimes just adding a couple of dB on the top end, either by a high shelf or a wide bell boost around 2 or 3K, will very much brighten up your tone. And as I said in the video where I was explaining the 3-band comp, this should have been the first video in this series, honestly. And I said that you should always start by making an appropriate mic selection because, as you probably had a chance to hear, the 160 ribbon sounds way more muddy than the 57 dynamic or the 421 dynamic. So feel free to explore all these options, and as I said, my favorites are the 160, the 57, the 421, the U47 and the 121. One final thing that I have to say is that unfortunately there's a lot more factors that will make your tone muddy. As you heard, it obviously comes down to the microphone selection and the cabinet selection and the way you're gonna set up your amp, and if you decide to put up a distortion unit in front of it. Just for fun, let's insert the Alpaca Rouge, and this is one thick distortion unit, so let's see how this will fit this PV 5150 tone. Anyway, that's it. I'm gonna stop now because I suddenly feel the need to explore all the different distortions with this PV150 tone, which I, as I said at the beginning of the video, can't wait to get rid of and go back to my single coils and play some clean strat tones. I'll see you all soon. Addio!